Wow, guys. So today we are talking about C, how to calculate on C. So yesterday we talked about how you can run your C, introduction into C, development of C, and history of C. So today we'll be talking about calculation on C, how you can multiply integers number, how you can factorize, divide, and so on and so forth. So this video is actually into four parts. So I've listed these topics. I've made them into different videos. So the next person that'll be talking is Mr. Gafar. So listen to make sure you listen to him and pay attention. Then aside from that, if you want to join this live, make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell icon. And also go to the comment section or go to the description section of this video. Look for a Telegram channel link. Join the Telegram channel. On the Telegram channel, the meeting ID will be sent there. Then on the meeting ID, the Telegram group, for you to join it will be sent there. At least you have to attend at least one of our meetings before you can join the our WhatsApp group. So I hope that is understood. So listen to Mr. Gafar.
As you can see, this is what we created yesterday. So for today, the first program we are going to be looking at, we are trying to see how we can create two. Let's say the first program we are going to be writing today. We already seen this one. Let's take our hello word as the first program. So the second program is we should write a program that we had 2, 3, or 4 integer number. No, let's just say 5 integer numbers. That's what we are going to do today. Now, which means is our first word, our first task. So the first thing I need to do is to remove this and to remove this. I've not done anything. So I'm just trying to remove all these comments since we already know how to use them. Now, there is something I want to tell us again. Now, it should always be okay before you start your program, you understand, at least to comment what that program is doing. You understand? Now, I'm going to say program to add, to find the sum and average of, let's say, 5 integer numbers. We're getting it. Then I will come inside my program now. So the first thing I want to do is to make sure I declare my program. Now I'm going to show you an example of what I said yesterday. Now I can do something like this. I can say int num1, comma, num2, num2, comma, num3, comma, num4, comma, then num5. I can do this. Are we getting it? I can do this now. There is no problem with this. Or I can remove this and say num1. Then I say int num4, then int num5. You see, this has taken from what? From line 8 to line 12. So which means I'm using additional words, 4 line of space. And all this, I can just include them in a single line. So what does this mean? Why will you consider to use something? Let's say assume this one is floats. Let's say this one is floats. Are we getting it? Then this one is double. I will say, okay, yes, we have to use them this way. We cannot use them on a straight line. Are we getting it? Of course, we can still use them on a straight line. It doesn't matter. I can come here and do something like this. You see, it's still going to work. Okay? So, but the best way is that whenever you are trying to write a program, and you've already declared that, okay, from your system analysis, that, okay, I want to write a program that is going to do what, that is going to solve this problem. What are my inputs? What will be my process? And what will be my output? Now, if once you identify that all your inputs, they are going to be integer, or they are going to be floating numbers, are we getting it? Or they are going to be any kind of input you want, then you can put them what? On a very straight line. Are we getting it? You can put them on a straight line, and you can put them on a straight line and leave the rest. Are we getting it? So here like this, I can come back and say int what? Now I want to ask question. Can I do something like this? Can I say comma num2, comma num3, comma num4, comma then num5? If I do this, will it work? Remember, I did not put integer again. I did not put int like this, and I did not put integer again. You see, I remove this and I remove this. So if I do this, will it work? Well, we don't know, but let's check whether it's going to work. So our next line of code, understand? So from here, if you're a newcomer or something, you can just comment that variable declaration. Understand? Then you move on to the next line. Then what do you want to do now? I want to accept what I want to print something so that the user can see exactly what they are doing. Are we getting it? So I can say I can use print f function, something like this. Then I can say please enter 5 integers numbers. Are we getting it? Now it's not a choice for me that okay, how did I want to do it? Did I want the user to just be imputing it? They are not seeing exactly what they are imputing, or I should be ask them every time they enter any new number. So what I mean is this: I can from here I can take the line, and I can come back and say print this, and I can say enter your first integer number. Now, this you have to be very careful here. Whenever you are trying to pass a message to the user, try to let them know the kind of input you want from them. If you know that a lot of people are not going to understand this integer, you can tell them enter your first digits, something that you know that they are going to understand. Are we getting it? Something you know that they are going to understand it. That okay, I should enter integer number. Okay, is it integer? What do you mean by integer? Is it letter? Is it, you know, some people. But when you say digits, a lot of numbers, people know okay. Numbers. All right. Are we getting it? Okay. So from here, I'm going to do something like this, and I'm going to break this line. But I'm not breaking the line because I want immediately I run this program. I want my cursor to be blinking in front so that I can enter the number there. So I'm going to use scanf now. Scanf. That means now I'm ready to accept the input from the user. Are we getting it? So I'm going to put this one in double quotes, and I'm going to use this and D. What does this mean? It means that I want to collect integer value. Percentage Percentage D. Percentage D means I want to do what? As you can see, I want to do what? I want to accept integer value. Okay? Then I can put comma. Then I'm going to put my number one. You can see it's already showing me that these are the things that I have here. I can just click on one. Now you can see it's telling me that num2 is also integer. Num3 is integer. Num4 is integer. You can see this, right? Exactly. Now let's do something. Let's say I put float here. I put float here. You understand? Then let's just say I try to impute this. You see, it has changed it to what? Int float. Are we getting it? It's like it seems as if okay, maybe there is a problem because some of these they are declared as what? Integer. Why this is declared as what? Why is it causing this problem? Because I need to terminate this one. I did not terminate it, I used comma. Instead, I need to terminate it to show that this is a single line. Why this is another line? Are you getting it? But for me not to do that, for me to use comma, it's going to take everything as integer. It's going to take from num1 to num5 as integer, then take num5 again as what? As floating number. Are we getting it? All right. So I can remove this. Then,
hello, what's the meaning of the floating number and the double number?
Okay, yeah. Floating number, it means any number that is negative or positive with decimal point. Something like this, when you have something like 3.142. This is known as what? A floating number is also double. The only difference between floating, which is this, floating number and double, the only difference between these two is that this one, the length of this one, let's say for example, if the length of the number you can accept is 64, for example, if it is 64 digits, double, we accept what? We accept 128 digits. Is the length of the digits they can actually accept. Are we getting it, sir?
Yes.
But they are the same thing. It's just that the length. In most of our research, you are going to see something like short. You are going to see something like long. You are going to see something like long. You understand? So we don't know. Let's say you are trying to build, let's say, a financial, something like Bitcoin, or something like all this. You are trying to create a solution for all these financial institutions, and you know they transact all the time. Somebody is sending money from America to Nigeria from 20 billion, 100 billion, you understand, 1 trillion, and all that. You cannot use double. You cannot use short. So you have to look for a variable that can contain more than, let's say, more than maybe more up to 200 and something digits. For example, I'm just using that. I don't know whether you are getting it, sir. So that is how we use it. Okay, let me remove all this. So I've declared this now. Okay. I've declared that. So the next thing I want to do now is I'm going to quote. The next thing I want to do here is this. Okay, let me break this line. Well, I will just copy the whole of this. I believe we know how to do that. we can see very well, please. Sorry. I will still make sure I do 4, 5. Are we getting it? So this, I'm going to change it to what? To second integer. There int 2, as you can see. This num 3, this num 4, this I can put num 5. Then this I can change it to what? Third. Hello, sorry, please. Hello. A floating number. So what I'm going to be, I'm not going to be opening new projects. What I'm just going to be doing is that since it's a recorded this thing, I'm going to delete the whole of this, and we are going to start from the beginning. Okay. We are going to start from the beginning. So a program to multiply, let's say 3 floating numbers.